Welcome everybody to Around Kansas, and we've got a new format and we've got a new location and we've got a new co-host. So we're very thrilled to welcome Michelle Martin that came to you periodically with me, and now she's going to be with us every single time. We're so excited to have you, Michelle.
I'm so glad to be here, Deb. Even though I'm sitting in Arizona, my heart is always in Kansas because it is my adopted home state.
Well, we never forget that either, and we're thrilled that that you keep us in your heart and in your mind and in your research. So we've got some changes going on. We are all digital now, and of course, the whole world is going digital. So that's pretty familiar to a lot of you. It's I have to say, a little new for me. So I'm on a little bit of a learning curve here. Michelle's got a lot more experience with it than I do, but we will have or do have our own YouTube channel for Ag AM, and Around Kansas will be on anytime you want it. And I know that many of you were already watching online, and those numbers have really grown. So we're very excited about that. But you know, the best part about being digital is we can talk as long as we want to. So, you know, it's a dangerous thing to tell me that I can talk as long as I want. And when you've got Michelle and I both together, then it might be doubly dangerous.
Yeah, Deb and I have been known to hold court at many a historical conference, site, or event. And when we start talking, especially if we're talking about some of our favorite places like Fort Larned that you see in my screen behind me, boy, we can talk all day and all night and then some.
That's a fact. So the format from here on out, for a while anyway, will be Mondays, we're going to discover history together. Wednesdays, we will have wildlife. Fridays will be fun day. Of course, every day is fun day with us. But even though that's when our segments will load, of course, you can watch them anytime you want to. Just know that that is the day that those particular segments will be loaded onto the channel.
And what's great, you had to get up early in the morning many times to see us, to be able to watch the show, or you had to wait for us to have the full show loaded to YouTube. Now you're able to watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday once we're uploaded to YouTube. And we'll be sharing links with you on our Facebook page and our Twitter feed to make it easy for you to find Around Kansas whenever and however you want to view it.
I think Farmer Stan was about the only person getting up to watch us on time. Every now and then Bruce Swenson would make it on time. So we hope, Carolyn, tell Farmer Stan that we miss him, and we hope he can find us here because we don't want to leave him out of watching the show. So we share with your friends, tell everybody how to find us, and we'll be putting those links, like Michelle said, on our social media accounts. So hopefully you won't miss a single episode, and virtually you can always catch up.
Well, and I know that my dear friend Carrie West, who lives in Southeast Kansas, I know she caught us quite often early in the morning, but she also liked catching us online if she was extremely busy. So now we feel we're going to be able to reach more people because you can find us anytime.
You know, a lot of my family and friends back home, and I know yours too, Michelle, watched online too. So the folks back in Mayberry, my family in Boston, family, you know, on both sides of the Virginia, North Carolina line. So no matter where family or friends are, they can tune in. And a lot of expats, you know, that grew up in Kansas or were here for college or the Army or Air Force, and now are in other places, like keeping up with us and bring their families back. So again, what a great way to reach them and do it on a regular basis and without the parameters of 3 minutes, 5 minutes. We can talk as long as we want to. So we'll try not to drag it out too long, but we can cover the topic adequately. That is our plan.
And speaking of expats, we're very thrilled at Around Kansas because we have one really notable expat who has Kansas in his heart, first and foremost, who watches us on a regular basis. And that is none other than renowned broadcast journalist and native Kansan, Bill Curtis. And we would be remiss if we did not thank Bill for his continued support. He was watching us online, as many people were. So thank you, Bill, for always keeping Kansas in your heart and for watching us and the stories that we love to bring to everyone.
Thank you, Bill, so much. And so that's Chicago and the wide reach that we get to. And we've got friends in Europe that watch as well. So no matter where you are on the globe, around Kansas is there for you. Well,
right.
Michelle, one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, of course, if you've been watching, you know that I am chair of the 200th anniversary of the Santa Fe Trail and very proud to do so. And Michelle is on the National Steering Committee for that incredible bicentennial. And so I want to promote the website Santa Fe Trail 200.org, and that has a calendar on it that we are constantly updating because, you know, everything is in flux right now and a lot of dates are changing. Some dates that were to, or some events that were to occur on dates earlier this year have already been pushed to later this year or maybe even into 22. And that's one of the reasons that we elected to commemorate the Santa Fe Trail for 5 years instead of just 1 year. So the official commemoration will run between 2021 and 2025. So tons of stuff going on this year, but don't drop out of the loop because there will be periodically other events going on through 2025, and then we'll have a big bang then too. So Michelle and I wanted to refer you to that site today and then just point out a couple of events that are coming up pretty soon. One of the things that's ongoing is the Geocache Tour. So you can take advantage of that anywhere along the trail and any time of the year. And this is a great way for kids to learn mapping, to learn the historic locations where the geocaches are kept. And according to geocache.com or the geocache experts, wherever they may be, the Santa Fe Trail Association has maybe the most visited geocache tour ever. So we're really, really proud of that, and we encourage you to take advantage of it. Those sites are being updated constantly. So new bling going in, or new, what's the other word for that stuff, Michelle? What's that word for the tchotchke stuff they put in geocache?
Swag.
Swag, that's right, swag. So they're putting, we love swag. They're putting new swag in all the time. So make sure that you check that out. And if you've never geocached before, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to learn. If you've got a smartphone, that makes it a lot simpler. So you can find some incredible places, and make sure that you allow time to stop and explore. When you find the geocache, don't just hop back in the car. You know, take some time to explore the site, walk the trail, or go into the museum where you find that stuff, because there's some pretty cool sites all along the way.
You know, when I was the director at the Little House on the Prairie Museum in Southeast Kansas, we had a couple of geocaches. One was a physical geocache that was located inside our gift shop. And the other was actually, they called it a virtual geocache, where there was just a specific spot at the site that was marked that people would find, and then they would photograph. And you would be amazed, folks, the number of people who love geocaching. Mm-hmm. And we would get geocachers constantly at the museum, and they have a great time. And one of my favorite things was to see when someone would pick up what was in the geocache and take it, and then what they leave in its place.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see how the items were constantly swapped out and what people were leaving behind. It was great fun. So, and that's a great activity. That's really a great family activity.
It sure is.
You can have the kids in the car with you. You can have them learning how to read maps and using compasses with using the geocache. And you can get them outside, exploring nature, exploring historic sites. So that's a really great way to get the whole family involved in the Santa Fe Trail experience.
It certainly is. May 8th is going to be a huge event in Colby. That's going to be, I think, like the world geocache convention or something, because and I'll be there, so y'all come and see me. But the first geocache ever, I don't know, I may be making some of this stuff up, but the first geocache ever, and I apologize for my dings if you can hear those. I thought I turned off my notifications, but obviously I'm not that smart. I'll have to get somebody to help me with that, or maybe that's just people calling in with things I need to know from around Kansas. But the first geocache was at Mingo, which is between Oakley and Colby on I-70. And so they picked the places near that because Mingo's got like 5 people. So Colby was like the nearest big place, big enough to have a convention. So that's going to be really exciting. I have no idea what to expect. You can join, like if you go to santafetrail.org, so that is the main website, then you can find your local chapters and join one of those chapters, and that's the best way to stay informed. And join santafetrail.org, or excuse me, the Santa Fe Trail Association. Santafetrail.org is its official website. But if you join, then you get this wonderful magazine, Wagon Tracks, and you get just lots of incredible information. But then your local chapter will keep you informed about what's going on. And like Michelle, if you don't have a chapter close by, you can still join one, like Bent's Fort. A lot of people in the West belong to the Bent's Fort chapter, even though it might be hours away from them. But just pick out one. There are chapters from the beginning to the end. So several in Kansas and Oklahoma and Colorado and in New Mexico and in Missouri. So just find one that suits you and join up. Michelle, I think we might need to take a break for just a minute for our sponsors, whom we appreciate so very much. And make sure you patronize our sponsors, no matter who they are. We'll be right back.
I'm Seth Hayes, and welcome to my hometown, from then to now. Council Grove has a rich history, as deep as the prairie tallgrass. Spend the day visiting 25 historic sites, or explore the unique shops and restaurants, or mosey out of town along the Santa Fe Trail. You all visit my hometown, Council Grove, in the heart of the Flint Hills.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff, like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.
I cannot stress to you how amazing the programs are going to be connected to the Santa Fe Trail anniversary celebration. Because one of the things that's really important is to understand that there are differing viewpoints about the trail and its impact. And there are so many different people that were brought together because of the trail. Everything from merchants and traders to Anglo-Americans, European settlers, but also Indigenous people and African Americans.
There's one other quick thing I want to mention. Like I said, May 8th is the Geocache Tour. May 22nd, the Dodge City chapter. So look for this event. It's going to be a rededication or wreath laying at the DAR monument marking the trail. And we cannot thank enough the ladies of the DAR for marking the trail all these years and for continuing to be dedicated to preserving the trail history and the route. So many of those markers are due to the efforts of those ladies. And so this is going to be a great day. And then I'm going to be speaking at the Dodge House. So I am so tickled. I can't wait to go to Dodge City and the Dodge House. And I hope you all can join us for that big event. And then there's more. Tell them, Michelle, what do we have behind door number 3?
You know, one of my favorite places in all of Kansas to actually see the trail ruts and stand in them is near Baldwin City, which is south of Lawrence, right near the Blackjack Battlefield. And also, the Blackjack Battlefield is one of my favorite sites in Kansas. It's such a little gem. It's such a little gem because, folks, if you're not familiar with the Blackjack Battlefield, Blackjack really can be considered the first battle of the American Civil War. This is where John Brown and his followers and supporters engaged in combat with Henry Clay Pate and Missourians and other Southerners in the territory, Kansas Territory, over the issue of slavery. And so there at the battlefield and directly across the street are some of the most enormous Santa Fe trail ruts I've ever seen. Now, folks, granted, I'm only about 5'2" on a good day when I'm feeling pretty plucky and I'm kind of a banty. I'm a little Anglo-Irish girl. So when I've got my banty up, I might feel a little taller, but I'm about 5'2" on a good day. And I'm telling you, those trail ruts are enormous. They are probably some of the deepest and most well-preserved in all of Kansas. So in May, or actually not May, June, or rather in June 5th, 2021, the Douglas County chapter of the Santa Fe Trail Association is going to be holding an event in conjunction with the Blackjack Battlefield. They are going to go ahead and be out there dedicating a new nature trail at Blackjack Battlefield, and you will be able to be there for the dedication of that. And they're also going to be commemorating the Santa Fe Trail and the Santa Fe Trail ruts. And that is literally walking in the footsteps of two different time periods or kinds of history. And that is one of the things that's so amazing about Kansas. No matter where you turn, you can throw a rock and you hit history. So definitely go out to Baldwin City, go visit the folks at Blackjack on June 5th and see those trail ruts for yourself.
I plan to be there that day, so I hope you can join us. And that new trail, much of which, part of which at least, is ADA accessible. So we're really excited. They have worked so hard on this event and the trail, and it's pretty. You know, just besides the history, it's just a pretty spot. But like Michelle, that is one of my favorite places in Kansas and along the Santa Fe Trail. So I really hope you can join us for that. So I hope that you enjoy the new format and that you will keep up with us. And we've got so many great things coming. The format gives us some flexibility too. And so once again, I want to remind you to send us an email, send us a message on Facebook with things that you have coming up or things or people, places, events that you'd like to see mentioned on Around Kansas, and we'll try to keep up with you.
And we really hope you enjoy the new format. It's going to be new for us. It takes a little bit of getting used to. But one of the things we like is the fact that we are here, even though it's in split screen virtually, we're here together at the same time. What some of you may not know, Deb and I, we've known each other, well, let's just not talk about how many years.
Decades now. It's decades.
Yes, it's decades now. We've been through, Deb and I, we have been through, we've been through divorces, we've been through weddings, we've been through every single kind of life event that can be thrown at you. We've been through together. And so it's great for us, even though, like I say, we're virtually together. We're together on the same screen with you. And as time goes on, you'll find that we really, our friendship and our shared love and passion for history and Kansas history has bonded us so much. I call Deb my Southern sister from another mister. And when we met in Kansas, because Deb came from Virginia and I came from the Wolverine state of Michigan. And when we met, we realized that we both had that same deep love for Kansas and for Kansas history and for the people of Kansas. And it just felt like home for both of us. And so no matter how far I stray away, it is always home to me. So we hope you enjoy the new format and that you'll join us as we go on historical adventures around Kansas.
So I'm Deb.
And I'm Michelle.
And we'll see you somewhere around
Kansas.
Let's do it again. All right. Like I said, people, we've got a lot of practice to do. Okay, I'm Deb.
I'm Michelle.
And we'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Kansas.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in my hometown of Oakley, Kansas. We're the front door of Western Kansas, located on 3 main highways, I-70, US 83, and US 40. And all those roads lead to history, beautiful scenery, and adventure, no matter which direction you go. We now have an IHOP. That brand that you've trusted up and down the road in all your travels is staffed with local folks, real people, just like you and me, and we're waiting on you to join us. So for fun, adventure, fuel up, fuel your body, and let's have some fun.
A trade route was opened from Missouri in the United States across prairies and mountains to Mexico. In 2021, we will mark 200 years of epic conflicts and grand adventures, larger-than-life personalities, and sweeping landscapes. Join us on an historic journey. The Santa Fe Trail lives on.
Find us on social media or santafetrail.org.